Good afternoon. Today we're going to be painting a Gothic pumpkin. Joining me in just a second. Here we go. There she is.
Happy Saturday.
Oh my gosh. Happy weekend to you.
Yay.
I loved painting our ghosty yesterday, and I'm excited for some florals.
Oh, yeah, me too. I had fun painting that cute ghost and looking forward to winging my florals. No sketch. Yay. Well, for my flowers.
Yeah, no sketch for anything.
One
Okay.
day. That'll be me.
Yep,
One
we're
day.
going to do dark purples and dark blues, right? Very moody florals. And is it?
Something similar.
I just uploaded that to my stories. So
Oh,
similar.
great.
Yeah. Uh, is that pumpkin a bluish gray, or what did you use for your pumpkin base there?
I forgot. But I think I used like maybe cerulean blue with some Payne's gray.
Okay. Something very moody, and I love that color. I think that's very perfect for a Gothic pumpkin.
I'm gonna try to recreate it too. So
I was going to say, I'm going to try and just use bolder colors because this set that I have here, it's the ultimate vampire protection palette.
nice.
So we're very spooky, right? This is Harry Potter themed, so I'm going to try and keep it to plant-based paint for me at least. And then I see a lot of similar colors to what you used in yours. So I've got, I think this is purple made from roses, and I've got garlic in here. So I thought that would be fun to use.
What fun names.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my Magello. The paints that I use, they're called Magello Mission Gold. I think it's a Korean made paint, watercolor paints. I get them on Amazon and I just absolutely love them. They're my favorite and they're relatively, I mean, reasonably priced. That's what I like about them.
I
I
know.
have a set of Sennelier, the French I think they have like a honey base, and they're pricey, they're great, they're artist grade, but I don't really use them. I just use my Magello Mission Gold.
Yeah, I know Cindy's here and she uses that, and the vibrancy is just out of this world. It's very beautiful colors.
Yes.
Yeah. I see we've got Sarah from Greenville, Tennessee, and
Hi, Sarah.
Jay Fettermeyer from Oregon.
Wow. Hi, Jay.
Early afternoon out in Oregon. Very nice. Okay, so pumpkin first or florals first? I feel like I always ask you this, but what do we want to do today?
I don't know. What do you think? Want to knock the pumpkin out quickly and
Yeah,
then concentrate on the
right.
flowers?
Because you've got some beautiful shadow work that blends and bleeds at the top. So I think it would be nice to have our base of our pumpkin dry, and then
Yeah.
we put that in with our flowers. Okay.
All right. So I think at this point we kind of remember pretty much. Well, for me, I like using a very watery base. I'm using again Arches 140 pound, 100% cotton. So really watery bases work well with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly wet the whole pumpkin. We're getting good at painting these pumpkins, huh?
Yes, I am pumpkins. And I'm looking forward to painting this one because it's a little bit different.
It is. And yeah, I did use a little bit of cerulean blue with some Payne's gray. And It's kind of similar. I think I even added some black last time, which I never add black to, darken anything. But in this case, because we want like the dark, gloomy look, I thought it was okay to do,
Right.
which I just did right now. And I'm just going to go over the cheeks, right? The pumpkin cheeks. And I know it looks a little messy right now, but we're going to move it around and we're going to make it work. I'm sketching these pumpkins really quick now.
Yeah, you are.
Muscle memory. What's that color you're using?
That's a great question. There's Phoenix Ash, so that's the black watercolor that I have, and then I know she's got the names on the bottom. This is some type of plum. Made from plums, and then I don't know off the top of my head what the others are made out of.
Such fun names, though, right?
Yeah, it is really cool to think about what food was this before it was in my palate.
So is it edible?
No, they're not. These are
I
like,
know.
no, she gets that all the time. So I want her to catch this live and hear that without me saying, definitely not. We don't eat
Yeah.
these.
Don't eat them, please. They look yummy.
Paint. She does. And people paint on their breads, and I think that's so cool.
I've seen that. It's amazing. Look at us just knocking out these cheeks. One thing I like to do, I don't think I've done it enough on my pumpkins, is leave, like white spots in my pumpkins. I don't know why. I've just always liked leaving the white of the paper. I don't know. Sometimes it looks unfinished, but sometimes it looks great. Do you ever use any masking fluid?
I don't even own masking fluid. No,
I've never seen you use it.
I don't use it. I've done something similar where I will sketch out in pencil what I want to be left white, and then I will go around it and make my thing as if I'm using masking fluid, but it's very time consuming, and don't do it often. But that's
Yeah, I've noticed. You do a good job. My little handy dandy helper.
I see it. Anita is here.
Hi, Anita. Cindy was asking me the name of the movie that I was talking about that dragged me to hell yesterday. So she's going to watch it and we're going to talk about it.
And now I want to watch Rear Window because she was talking to me about Hitchcock movies. So now I want to catch that one.
Oh,
before.
Okay. Have I seen that one? No, I haven't seen it.
That is a classic. Must see.
Okay. Will do.
Okay. Here's me as usual, not centering my painting.
Oh, that happens all the time. I've got the AC on, so it's taken a while to dry. But it's okay. I did some pumpkin research too.
Tell us the pumpkins.
There's a lot. I didn't really get a chance to read over most of it. But let's see what I remember. They're native to Central America and Mexico. I believe they were the first crops to ever be domesticated. One of the first crops to ever be domesticated by humans. And the pumpkin name comes from The Greek word, I don't know how to pronounce it, so pardon me for butchering it. From the Greek word pepon, Pepon, meaning large melon.
Nice name.
What's
Seems
that?
like an appropriate name.
Right? And I guess it was later changed by the French,
Mm.
uh, the English and American colonists, to pumpkin. I don't know how or why. What else? Well, we know they're used for food. They're used for decoration. They're used for artists on Instagram. So many people have been painting such beautiful pumpkins. I love to see it. What else? Let me see. I'm looking at my notes. They come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. The largest pumpkin ever grown weighed, can you believe this? Get a load, 2,624 pounds.
Wow,
And it was from Belgium.
that's incredible.
That's amazing. Like, what did they feed that thing?
It's a mutant.
Right? That's crazy. I wonder what they did with that. And let's see, let me look at my notes. Another cute, fun note, the largest pumpkin pie ever baked was over 20 feet in diameter and weighed 3,699 pounds. Can you imagine the labor?
Oh my gosh.
So they're also grown in other parts of the world, such as China, India, Australia, Europe, and they have different names, I guess, names and uses depending on the culture. Such a fun little fruit.
Adorable. I do have some pumpkins outside right now,
Oh, nice.
decorating my front porch. Okay.
How's it looking?
My base is pretty much done.
Yeah,
You're
mine too.
very three-dimensional as always. You're so good with your shading.
Oh, thank you. I love that color on yours.
Right? It's actually separating into so many different little colors. I love that.
I love that. Yours is a little more gothic, I've got to say. I like.
Our florals are gonna do a lot too. So it says Besta Girl saying what papers we're both using. So I know you're using your yummy what arches did you mention?
Yes.
All right. I couldn't remember if that was yesterday or today. That was funny. And then just their cold press. Usually I like their textured cold press, but this is just their usual regular cold press paper.
Is that a block that you're using?
So I've been painting our ghosts on this one. I'm just going down the ways. I think I've got a few more sheets left. And I gotta
Oh,
get
nice. I've got a couple of new sketchbooks that I'm waiting to break in. I thought about getting that Etcher Lab sketchbook, but it's so pricey.
I know Rita Arnett, she does
Yes.
cool things with that book. And I looked price too, and then I closed the tab.
You and me both, girlfriend. Yeah, I love the Hanemule sketchbooks. My brother was just in Spain, and he brought me back a couple of them. So I can't wait to break them in. I do love them. I think they're more reasonably priced than Etcher Lab. So, you know.
I'm gonna start with a purple, I think. Moody purple, and then are we doing sort of anemones or go for roses? I know you have,
Um,
for some,
I think
you were,
whatever, I'm gonna follow your lead.
gosh, okay. Um, then we'll do a few anemone inspired things because I could see a center in some of your flowers. They're sort of distinct petals, so we'll do something like that. Okay.
Okay. Let me know if you ever want me to bring this back on the screen.
Sure.
Not that you will, though. You're so talented.
So we'll do one kind of pointing away and then tuck in the flower remaining. Based on whatever we do first, we can work around that one. So I mixed up a moody purple here from chrysanthemums.
Okay, moody purple it is. Oh, I'm using a brand new brush. Let me be brave.
Oh, that is brand.
Right? Well, it's my, I love Escoda brushes, Escoda Perla synthetic brushes. They're made in Spain. They're amazing. It's kind of exclusively what I use. I love them, so we'll see. I have faith. Moody purple, you said?
Moody purple.
All right.
Okay. I tend to follow the same pattern when I'm making these types of flowers. I'll paint a big back petal and then make my way to the front. And usually that front petal that's coming out at us, I save that for last. And then do any little layering that I want after that.
Okay.
So a little bit of water to freshen that up. So I want to kind of nestle it kind of close in here. So I'm going to start pretty close to our pumpkin and a lot of wiggling as that brushes down to make my petal.
Oh, wow.
This is my Princeton Neptune. Pretty much 90% of everything that I've painted is with this. I do have some other brushes I like, but this does most of my heavy lifting.
Nice. What size is that?
This is an 8.
Okay.
Okay, so that's my first one. And then a little bit of overlap with my petal. There's a little rough edge to it, a little white space, and that's perfect for me. Then I'm going to make my other side petal. Coming in there.
Look at that. I think I need a different brush.
A different brush, hold it different. You can do. Oh.
Yeah, those strokes. You really have that down.
That's it. And if it doesn't look pretty in the center, we're going to add some black in there, right? So
Okay.
don't worry about getting them close to each other. And then we have to wrap this up with our petal. So almost like a leaf shape, light pressure, heavy wiggle pressure. Pick it up.
I love that. Perfect angle. Okay, thank you. That helps.
There you go. Good. And don't fuss too much. Like, let it be, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Mm-hmm. And then if you want to add in little touches of black right now, your petals are probably wet enough that it'll bleed and blend really pretty.
Okay.
So
I'll do that.
get in there. Just little dots because they'll travel. And then we can always do another detail layer later.
Oh, shoot.
What happened?
I think I put too much.
You think it's a mistake, and then it turns out to be one of your favorite parts later, right?
Let's hope.
So I remember we did little tiny blue flowers as filler, right?
Yes.
Maybe do some dark blue filler here, because this is, for me, I've got a gap. You might be able to squeeze in like a side petal, and then see, I have this kind of bump of my pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, you have enough room, you could do another flower there if you'd like. Or if,
Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
yeah, you want to squeeze in a flower.
Yeah, you have faith in me. Let's do it. What color should I use?
Hmm, let's see. You could do like a moody pink or
Okay.
like brownish pink, something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna do like moody pink.
Okay. I'm going to add in some of that dark blue I promised.
Okay,
No,
I don't know what I'm doing.
that's fine. That's fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, okay, okay. Close it up. Like, get it. Yeah, okay. It's
It
fine.
was going so well.
Okay, so now you can do like a light little, like one of these on the side and kind of, okay, no, you're fixing it. This is becoming something beautiful. You're gonna that time we'll do like a center where there's overlapping purple petal. That'll be a center, and that looks very intentional and beautiful. Yeah,
Okay.
you fixed that. You got it. That is so funny. I at least stop what I was doing. I knew I was like, going off the rails.
I felt like I was, a little kid, and you took the wheels off my training bike, and then I ran off. Oh,
Okay. I've got like the most vampy hydrangea going on here.
that's cool. I like that.
I'll do something to match you. So one of those moody pinky purple things. I'll do one of them.
Oh, shoot. Sometimes I don't know when to leave well enough alone. Shoot. I'm still looking forward to fixing it when it dries or when we add some more flowers.
Okay. Hopefully by then you don't even think it needs fixing.
Oh, okay.
All right. We have some height here. We have to add. You got a little dot, right? So we'll make that into a center. Draw from that. No, don't have to remove
Okay.
it. We're gonna.
Okay.
Okay. So now we can get back into the blue. I think we've got enough separation from the bluish tint to the pumpkin that we can add some more blue.
All right.
Okay. Basically using my pumpkin color, but more on the blue end. Right. And then do we want a rose? Do we feel bold to do a rose?
Yeah, we do. Why not?
Okay. So for you, that little dot can start being the center, the little center lines and squiggles and things.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get mine caught up to where yours is. So little dots and curves. Little bit of space between layers. I'm just going over that a little bit with more water on my brush.
Okay.
Start getting some petal shapes. They don't have to be perfectly smooth, right? A little bit of jaggedness, I think, adds to it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Cindy, you gotta go with the flow, winging it. She said, yeah. I like it more than going in with a plan, because if I go in with my plan and it doesn't look like what I planned, then I'm a little disappointed. So this way, whatever I paint, it was happy time painting it, and it's good enough for me. I left a little white space in this center, and then I can just add a leaf. That's how I'll fill mine. But you oriented it perfectly against that petal, so maybe your leaf will just be on that left side.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get into my green while my rose is still wet, because I want those bleeds.
Okay.
I'm still going with the same brush. I'm filling in all that little space. And you have this beautiful draping foliage, the drooping and the, the drama. So I want to be sure to capture some of that too. Okay.
I have to
You've got
flip my paper.
you've got some berries. We have to, branch off and make sure it's not so vertical here. We got to do some work on the sides. It could be florals pointing away. Maybe we'll do one of them. Okay. What I would do, I'm looking at your rose with your two leaves that kind of look like bat wings.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Put another leaf that's closer to your rose
Right here?
in between. Yeah, put one that kind of hugs your rose a little bit.
Okay.
It's not super symmetrical like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like hug the side of it, and yeah. Oh, nice. Very nice. And then we can maybe put some berries or lighter leaves between them as we layer later on.
Okay.
I think we can do a side-facing floral, something like that. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm just thinking color. I've got this moody purple. Maybe I want to bring my moody purple over to this side now.
As much as I struggle with this, with the just the flower, I do a lot better when I sketch it, but I want to not sketch it. So as much as I'm struggling right now live, and I feel like I'm blowing it, I actually am enjoying it.
Okay, you're not blowing it. That's a beautiful rose. I've seen you painting roses before with me, and it's a lot looser, and there's volume in your petals. Like, we're doing progress.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Okay, so we can continue with these sort of rounded organic petals. this is how I do my side facing ones, because maybe I'll show a little stem here as it pops out, but kind of a 2-stroke petal, right? Teardrop, that's a thing, shape here, yes. Okay. And then right next to that, another one, maybe one falling down. And this is what we'll have a stem, maybe. Okay, very simple. Strokes, brush doing most of the work.
Okay.
What else do you want to add?
Let's see.
Want more florals? Some other smallish floral, something like the filler floral in another place?
Yeah, let's do like the filler floral.
Let me grab in some that stem, so it's not a lot of white space there. Remember, mine was mostly that black color with a little bit of blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then do some here, around here, right under your leaf.
Okay.
And I do, it's really mostly these dots, ovalish dots. That's what I do for my petals. And they're not perfectly round either. Whatever my well-loved brush gives me as a shape, I mostly just let that be.
I like that. It's a good approach.
That doesn't really look like a little flower right now, but with some stems and things, it will.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then right now it's mostly saturated paint over here. And then I will go in with a wet brush later and fluff out some of that. Mostly dots. I'm not even thinking this one needs 3 petals, this one needs 4 petals. It's just shapes.
Okay.
Complete. Say. Put a couple of imperfect ones around it on the edges. That, yeah, just 1s and 2s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it doesn't look so uniform, right?
Mm-hmm.
So forced.
Or not that they'd all be looking at you either, right? Some, you're just seeing the edges of those back ones.
Yes. Okay.
Here's a little bit of water. Make my first I picked up some dog hair while I did that. A little bit of water to mess with the kind of perfect ones and add some background color. So it's not a lot of white peeking through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you want to add your little bits of greenery, I'm going to use my petals brush for that. So anything very small, liner brush or something like that that you have.
Okay.
and I'm just adding tiny little strokes. I'm not even thinking about this needs a connection to here. It's just adding green in places to let it bleed and give you the impression that these are all connected. Yeah, that looks very nice. Very loose.
Thank you.
I didn't really add greenery to my initial one that I did over here, so I'm just filling in with some squiggles of green, and that's good enough. Cindy says she loves your pumpkin. It looks like a glass vase.
Oh, thank you, Cindy. At least I'm good at that, right?
That's funny.
So what do you recommend I do here?
You can do some more of those.
Little black thingies?
Yes.
I will do that.
Because I have mine here, right? So yours is just in a slightly different place, but
Okay.
that's the beauty of these loose florals. We're using kind of the same elements, but it fits the shape of our pumpkin, the shape of the other flowers we have. It's funny, Instagram's asking if it's time for a break. No. Okay. You've got a few little branches in yours, and I want to make sure ours has that too, because that gives it some fullness. So I'm going to pick kind of 3-ish places for us to add some branches.
Okay.
It could be that black with a bit of brown, or just black, or whatever you want. Branch.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. I got mine. Everyone is loving our pumpkins.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
Which, again, your design. I know these are my flowers that I'm going with you, but I'm looking at your pumpkin for all of this. Okay. Branch 1. I typically go from outside and go in. I don't know. How do you do your branches?
That's exactly what I was noticing, saying, wow, you go that way. I flip. I have to. I should learn not to if I'm painting live, but I go inside out.
Hmm. So we could add things, stuff, whatever we want to these branches, or leave them. And since this is a pretty, I don't know, moody bouquet, I might leave them just as branches.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to do too much. I like it like you have it just there.
Jay Federmeyer is asking, just curious, do you both paint full time or do you do this on the side? I do this on the side, not full time.
This is very much on the side for me as well. Just hobbies, right?
Yep.
Relaxing hobbies. Well,
You know, I read a lot less now that I do this. I used to read a lot, and now that I do the watercolor, I've been neglecting my books.
oh, you should do audiobooks as you paint.
Yeah, I should, but I just love hardcover.
Oh.
There's nothing beats it for me. I sob while I turn the pages and I reread and just doesn't, like I do podcasts when I paint.
Mm-hmm. I use my summers for reading, basically, and I binge read. So I read 55 books this summer. and then
Oh,
I
wow.
I take a break because then I'm teaching, and then I can't do that. I have to grade stuff, right?
Yeah, seriously. 55 books. Okay, now you've got to tell me what's your one of your favorite
Gosh, no,
books?
you can't do that to me. So I love thrillers. A good domestic thriller. There were so many this summer that were like someone's in a hotel, and it felt very psycho-esque, right? You're someone
Mm-hmm.
oh, something went wrong. And that there are titles that are probably interchangeable at this point for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, there were good couple of books. I'd have to look at my list. I have a Goodreads. I have to look back and see what I've rated things.
Okay. I love one of my favorite authors. Her name is Nadia Hashimi. I think she's an Afghan she's American, Afghan American. And one of my books that I love by her, I think it's called When the Moon is Low. Really good movie. I mean, really good movie. It should be a movie. Really good book. What else? What do I love, like books with maybe like historical story, but it's not based on a true story, but say like when her parents fled from Afghanistan type of story. And I don't know, I just love um, also books that have mothers and daughters because I have a daughter, so I really identify. One of my favorite books, nothing like what I just mentioned, it's called Man's Search for Meaning. It's by Viktor Frankl. He was a prisoner in a concentration camp.
Oh wow.
And yeah, he talks about his ordeal and how he survived. And it's amazing.
No, I go to a book to do some mystery adventure, something that I can try and predict what happens next. I like that. Not anything too heavy or to make me think. It's not how I treat my books for the most part. There was a book, I do remember this one. Its named was Eight Perfect Murders, because that one referenced a lot of other mystery books that are kind of famous. And so it was fun to pick out other books that I should read. So that was fun. Um, and then the summer ended, so I guess those were
And that was your 55th book. That's crazy.
that was towards the end, but it was a really good one. And then as for nonfiction, Killers of the Flower Moon is still one of my favorite books. I read that a few years ago, and now the movie's coming out. I think it's next week. It's this week. Eric Larson books. Yes, Cindy, I've read that one. She's saying mysteries during true story at the World's Fair, 1895 Chicago serial killer H.H. Holmes. Yes, I read that one. That was a good one. A little too spooky because again, true story. So
Ooh,
he writes books that feel like thrillers. Yes. So that's a good author, Cindy.
nice.
Okay, so you're going into berries, leaves. What are we doing?
Um, let's do like a one of these little things. Or
Okay.
no.
No, do what you're doing because I like it. You do it. Keep that. I'm gonna watch you for a little bit.
I'm just thinking. Um, yeah, I like little berries. I don't know where to place it. Maybe up here.
So I typically don't add berries. There's only a few times that I feel like I use them as fillers and things.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's kind of where there's white space between two elements is where I tend to do them.
Mm-hmm.
So next to your rose, you could have some, yeah, we both have a little bit of white space there. So we could do something like that. I know we got a question about our blues again, where our colors are from. I have to make a little bit more of my black brown branch color. So all my
Go,
colors are made
go ahead.
and made from bolder colors.
see if I can find the box for my colors so I can show you guys. This is what I use. I get them on Amazon. It's Magello Mission Gold. They're Korean. They're the finest quality pigments with superior light fastness, color uniformity, and exceptional solvency. I love them. And this is what my color palette looks like. It's a little messy. But
No, that's a dream palette right there.
But yeah, I love it. It's huge and it fits all my colors, and that's all I use. All right, where were we?
Berries. I'm around 4.
Okay.
I have this lighter blue color. I want to know what it's made out of. It's vervain. I think I'm going to go for that for my berry color.
That sounds good. Favorite movies. What about favorite movies?
All favorite things. I could tell you when I was about 5 or 6, I was obsessed with The Nightmare Before Christmas. It was my favorite movie. And my kindergarten teacher had to tell my parents, no, I think that would scare the other kids. We can't play that one.
That's fun. I love funny movies. I like Shallow Hal.
I do remember watching that one.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Shallow Hal. White Chicks. Always funny.
I loved Brendan Fraser and everything that he did. Very obsessed with him as an actor.
Oh, he did Tarzan, right?
And
I think that's the only one I've watched.
The Mummy, yeah.
Did you watch The Whale?
No, not yet. I want to. Maybe that's next summer when I have my time.
I want to watch it.
All my free time is painting, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely understandable.
Okay, so I love this baby berry thing that we've got here. I want to add some more here. So I'm ready to branch out over here. And then drippy leaves, and then I think we're getting close to done.
I'm gonna add one a little more here like you did. I'll catch up.
It's funny, I was playing catch up when you were doing the pumpkin. It's all these little details that you spend time with that really make your paintings so beautiful to look at. You always have so many beautiful elements.
Thank you. I want to get away from too much detail because then it just takes longer, you know? And I used to sit and paint for hours, paint one thing for hours. And I don't want to do that anymore. I'd rather just, spend 45 minutes on a piece at most.
I was going to say, join my TikTok lives where I might paint something in 7 minutes.
I like that. I really like that. That's something I want to do.
Gosh. It's funny, when I paint live with Bindi, we do that every so often, and then she always remarks about how quickly I paint, and we both paint fast. We do. And it's maybe a half an hour maximum that we paint together. And I'm just thinking, like, that's a long paint session, 30 minutes, but what we do, we usually go for a long time together. Like, this is getting close to an hour, but it doesn't feel like an hour when I'm painting with you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And you said you paint with Bindi. Who's Bindi? Am I following her?
Yes, created. I think it's create underscore underscore D. Um,
I don't know the name. I don't think I'm following her.
no, well, you will after this. I'll send her you. Um, yeah, very, very loose. Like if you think my stuff is loose, hers is much looser. She loves her gold. There's always a little something of gold. Um, she does beautiful botanical abstracts. Um, she's really good with those reels. She'll put out a reel like every day. I could never do
Oh,
that.
that's great. I gotta check her out.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm good with my berries. Yes, I don't want to add too much here. Jay Federmeyer saying they're 61, hoping to get as good as us. It, it's practice. That's how you do it.
Seriously.
Okay. I'm ready for my droopy leaves whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let's call it ready. I'm ready.
Because I have a little bit of greenery here, but we have to do some falling, cascading things.
All right, let me get my green ready. Back when I painted with acrylics, I used to buy all the paints, all the brushes, and so many of it was left unused. So when I started painting in watercolor, I told myself, you're not gonna hoard. You're not gonna hoard. So for me, it's a constant restraint struggle. You know, when I see all the beautiful swatches with people with their beautiful paints, and man, I really wanna. So I'm gonna treat myself to something during Christmas, but that's it.
I also do the treat myself once in a while. But I'm the KMS ambassador. I'm one of her ambassadors. So every month I get a few little paints, something like that. So otherwise I just want more and more.
Nice. I love that. I love that you're an ambassador. Look at you.
That's it's one of those things that my friend, when I had like 100 followers, I'm like looking at the other accounts and seeing that, and I'm like, maybe one day, right? And it happened.
That's amazing.
Also, you need it's either brushes or something because your art is incredible. And I still don't know how you don't have that many followers. It's going to happen one day. It's just,
You know, I'm okay.
one of those million views or something. And I can't wait for that to happen to you.
Isn't that too much pressure, though?
No, because you don't know it's going to happen, right? You have already put that out there. And then it just happens. Everybody gets to see it.
No, but I mean, if it happens, isn't it too much pressure to like keep the, for me to like to keep it up?
I think of it as they're there to see what you were doing yesterday and the day before, so just do the same thing, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know. Sometimes I guess I kind of like my anonymity.
Mm.
You know, I'm a very private person. I used to not be, but I've changed as I've gotten older. I don't share a lot of myself online, you know, as far as personal things. I like sharing just, you know, superficial things, which is fun and safe. So I don't know. I think when you have more exposure, you just, people are nosier, and I don't know. I'm a little more private. So I'm really happy with what I have.
Yeah, I know for a while I didn't know your actual name. I just knew
Exactly.
the novice brush, the early.
Yeah, it took me, I just actually posted my name maybe months ago, I'm not sure. But yeah, and that took a lot.
Uh, we had a question about your favorite green. So nice impersonal favorites. Your green.
Favorite kind of question. I love, um, let's see. I have my favorite green. I just love sap green. I love sap green because you can do so much with it. You can mix it to look kind of almost any way you like. What about yours?
The green that I'm using right now is actually one of my top 3 favorite greens that I've got. I do like a mossy green when it's springtime and I want something a bit lighter. This is made from buckthorn berries, I think. And again, one of my favorites, dark that I can get lighter, very earthy. If you haven't figured out my favorite colors already from my feed, very earthy.
Do you ever use white?
I go through phases where I add white gouache sometimes to make some pastels. I haven't done it recently. You know, the mint gardener likes to add white, and sometimes when I'm painting in our book with my mom or something like that, break it out and get some really creamy peaches and things, and then do that for a while and then go back. How do you use white?
I don't.
Okay, I was looking at your painting for this, and it looked like you had little white detail. No, what did?
This is it's I use masking
Oh,
fluid.
okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like this is masking fluid. And then here I just dot some masking fluid and then color around it, and then once I'm done I remove it. Yeah, no, I don't use white ever. I like it though. I just don't know how to use it because then it gets creamy and it loses that, that transparency
Right.
that watercolor is meant to have. So I want to use white sometimes. I just don't know how to use it. Let's just say that.
I was going to say white details after, and I think Cindy's saying that too. White ink is fabulous, she says. So remember you were saying that you don't save a lot of that white and then you wish you did?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of how I would use white to add in a little bit of highlight where I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's how you'd find your way into using white.
Yeah, maybe. I want to try it one day.
I'm more adding gold. That's my addition when I'm done. But I could see adding white like that. Like in here, maybe this looked a little bit too much like a blob. And then if you
Yeah,
add dots, that might help her.
I could use white here. I'm going to use white here when I spruce this up a little to post. I'm going to add some white and we'll see how that looks.
Okay. I'm seeing that I didn't add my little black center to this one right now. So I might do that. And I think we're pretty much done. I know
Yeah.
you did a little shadow work though on your, can you bring back the original inspiration painting? You want to do something like that with me?
Yeah, let's do that.
You take the lead on that one since you did that. I want to know how you did that.
Well, let's wing it. I think I'm gonna use again the same color that I used for the pumpkin. Let me mix that really quick. For me, it was cerulean blue with some Payne's gray. I love Payne's gray. Payne's gray is fabulous. And like I said, I rarely add black to darken a color, but because this is a spooky or gothic pumpkin, I think it's appropriate. So I'm gonna re-wet my whole pumpkin so we get that wet on wet.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-wet the whole pumpkin.
Right, we don't
So,
want lines.
what's that?
We don't want any hard lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I'm even gonna, let's see. Okay. was going to say, I'm even going to touch these leaves, so maybe they bleed into the leaf, but we'll see. All right. And now I'm going to go with that, that mixture of the pumpkin color, and I'm going to go in with a really saturated little saturated brush, so we can let it drip down. I think I need a little more black. And then go over the, wait, it might be a little much here. So, you know, one thing I've realized is that a lot can be fixed. Even when you think you've, you know, like you said, like you go back and think, wait, maybe it didn't mess up. We can fix it. Okay. Then I'm gonna kind of brush it up. And I know it looks crazy right now, but I'm gonna clean my brush and then brush up from the bottom up. Kind of like I'm sweeping it up. So as I come down it, I'm bringing some along. That's one cheek. And I'm cleaning my brush again. And I'm going to slap the other cheek. Because if I were brushing from top to bottom, then it's bringing more to the bottom, and we don't want that. We want it to stay at the top. So I'm brushing up. Do the same thing on this cheek. I love it, the pumpkin cheeks. Right?
Yes.
Add a little more black. So it looks real moody. And again, I'll do the same, clean my brush and brush up. I love watching people paint because they do a lot, you know, oftentimes you'll see them do something that you never thought of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, wow, that's cool. I never thought of doing that. Hello.
Every time I paint with you, that's what I think.
Aww. But yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that is
So there's a little more.
a great way to pull this up. Yeah. More color on this. No, I didn't make mine look like little extra leaves, but I like that color.
And what I'll do is I'll let it dry a little,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go over with I'll go over the cheek lines again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cachetitos, cachetes. That's cheeks in español.
I get in a little darkness at the bottom. It's looking a little light. Okay.
I'm going to add my, do you want to do this? I'm going to add my signature anchor.
Your shadow. I'm
Shadow?
gonna watch you do.
Okay, yeah.
Last
I'll
time
do it.
okay, on your pace, and then this time I want to watch the whole thing.
Perfect. It's just a must for moi. Let's go. Mixing. I always mix a what is this? Permanent red with ultramarine blue. And it's not equal parts. It's mostly ultramarine blue, but I add the red as I go along until I get like this we've already said that, this perfect shade of exactly, blurple. All right, so, and then it looks like this on my paper.
I have to get to Zena for a second. You continue painting.
Yes. Say hi to her. Okay, so now, and always for my shadow, for my anchor shadow, and that's anchor, ANCHOR, to anchor my pumpkin to a surface, as opposed to drawing something like a flat table under it. I add a shadow under. Let's see. So it looks like it's resting on a surface, and you know, this isn't dry yet, so it may bleed and not look great, but who cares? Let's go for it. And oh yeah, I always use this, wait, this long round Princeton Velvet Touch #4 for my anchor shadows. It's pretty much the only one I use for my anchor shadows. Well, I use two. This one for setting down the color, and I outline the little shape of the bottom shape of my pumpkin. Not too thick and not too thin. Like a medium little line. And before it has a chance to dry, I go in really quickly with this is an Escoda Perla. I think this is a size 6. It's not visible anymore. I go in really quickly and I run my brush through it and I clean it up so it doesn't look so thick. I think I added too much, but it's okay. We can always fix it. Let me see. If it gets too runny, you can quickly go over it with a paper napkin. I think these are the napkins that mechanics use. I got a roll of this at the store, and they just sop up all the water. I love them. Okay, so mind you, this works like this because the paper is 100% cotton, so it gives me time to do this. And then I run more clean water. Gotta make sure the water is clean.
So precise. Look at you go. Now, Nina had a shoe in her mouth that she wanted to show me, that she opened a door. So
How sweet.
obviously, an hour paint session with you is too much for her.
Like, hurry up. Come on.
That was so funny. But it's stunning, and now I have to watch this whole thing again just for the anchor part.
See, and I like to make it a little darker, but for the sake of, getting it done. See, now it looks like, okay, it's resting on a surface without, I don't like really adding, like a line to represent a table.
No, perfect. It's that object perfectly resting on the paper.
Exactly. So that's it for my side.
I'll chop off the bottom in the picture because I have to go and do that myself in a little bit. But look at our Gothic pumpkins. I'm so glad we did this one.
Me too. What do you want to do next?
The next one, you said bat.
I sketched a bat.
I will have some vampire facts since you brought some facts last time and today. So
I don't know.
oh yes.
I just grabbed loose paper. I have a sketchbook where I sketch stuff, but I don't know. It wasn't near me, and I'm like, okay, something like this maybe we can do. Oh, I did this. This is horrible, but that's because it was like a 30-second thing.
That's hilarious. No. That is incredible, and a level of detail I would not be able to do with 30 hours. Erasing and redoing things.
So it's up to you. You pick.
I really do a bat. Yes. I'll send you my very, very basic bat wings from a couple years ago, and you have to teach me how to improve that.
Okay.
So that's what we'll do. Next Friday, is that?
Yeah, next Friday's good. And we'll provide a sketch for anybody who wants to just trace over it.
Wait, Iduma is going to do some magic for you with her pencil. Okay? I still can't believe this. You're just so gifted, and thank you for sharing your talents one more time with us.
Thank
Very
you.
next time. Um, this pumpkin is going to join my ghost and my other pumpkins because these are the best pieces of decor that I could come up with. It's your ideas.
I
So thank you.
love it. I love it. Thank you so much for having me. You know, I always love painting with you, and I look forward to the next
I
session.
know, and we just painted yesterday, and I still was so excited for this.
It
And
doesn't seem like it, right? It's like brand new all over again.
so something to look forward to, everyone, are bats and vampire facts. So maybe you come up with some facts, and we'll see what overlap we have.
I'm all about it. You know it. I come up with all the
Yes,
facts.
Gothic literature will be my little corner. I'm
Absolutely.
very excited for that.
All
I'm
right.
love. Hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend, and see you again next week.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.